so it'll be a lot less stress on you. So.
Absolutely.
So, just saying.
How are you doing today, my man?
Doing good.
Good.
Doing
What
good.
what are we having an issue with today?
Well, you know what? I was thinking about this because you were going to ask that question.
Okay.
I just recently retired.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. So, I'm trying to get my swing back in shape.
Okay.
From not really, well, I had some lessons about 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. And using the TrackMan, which is one reason why I selected you because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the information that it tells you. So that's good. It helps me because I'm an analytical type of guy.
Gotcha.
No, so I can relate to that a little bit and feel. Well, not so much feel, but more analytics and more showing me stuff. But anyway, well, I've been working for 40 some years, and now it's time to figure out my game so I can go have some fun and enjoy the game a little bit. Typically I play on Sunday morning.
Okay.
Typically I'll practice on Saturday.
Okay.
That's pretty much my routine for years.
Where do you play at?
Cleveland Heights.
Okay.
Lakeland. Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
I lived in Lakeland for the last 35 years. So used to play at Wedgwood, and then Wedgwood closed, and then my friend of mine moved over to Cleveland Heights, and that's where I'm at now. So
nice.
Anyway, I'm just trying to get a little more respectable, and I know I've got some swing flaws that are related to age, I'm sure, and lack of flexibility and different things like that. I've tried to fix them. Of course, I do what every other golfer does. I look at YouTubes and I look in the mirror. I'll try to get all that shit right, and then think I get it on Saturday. Get out to the rink, get out on the course on Sunday, and play like shit. And going, this isn't gonna work. So.
It's amazing how we've got it figured out the night before.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, it's a double bogey off the bat.
Oh, if I can just do that one thing, I'm gonna shoot great. And then, I hit it off the tee for it good on the first hole, and after that it goes to hell in a handbasket. So I'm looking to get back to when I need someone like yourself to give me some real information as to what is my major swing flaw that's causing me not to be as consistent as I want to be. It's 1, 2, or 3, or 10,000 things. I don't know what it is, but it's something. I like to think I know a little bit about the swing. I just don't know how to execute to the point where I can have consistency. So I understand a lot of stuff. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong at the front end or through or anything like that. So. Okay. So I found you. I used to be with a guy by the name of Sean. I forget his last name.
Van Patten?
Klatz? No.
Sean Klotz.
Klotz, yeah.
Yes.
Down in Malrico.
Yep.
And his place was called One Stop Golf Shop. Mm-hmm. So when I tried to find it again, it wasn't there, and so that's how I landed on you. So that's how. No offense. I'm just.
No, Sean brought that here.
Oh, okay.
This was his.
Oh, okay.
So he got out of Valrico.
Came
Came back home to Zephyr Hills.
Okay.
Well, he worked here for a number of years.
Okay.
And opened up this place. Got a job in Boston.
Oh.
Sold this to another gentleman by the name of Patrick Madigan.
Okay.
Me and him were partners on this place, and Patrick said, "Listen, just teach. Just be there for my members. Be there for people." He says, because I don't know anything about the golf swing, and people are going to be asking me for lessons.
Okay.
So just teach people that come on through here. So you've got the same TrackMan that you're working on down there.
Oh, cool.
You've got basically the same computer. You've got everything still the same.
Okay.
Right? We've just got a different location. But yeah, this is Sean's shop. You had to change it from shop to club.
Okay.
Because of
that's why I kept on flipping back and forth on the internet, going, it's there, it's not there, I don't know what to do. So anyway, then I did some research on you, and as like I said, I'm analytical, so I try to figure out what am I getting myself into.
Gotcha.
But I just need to have someone who knows what they're looking at and can see, look, Mike, if you do this and this, then this is going to be like something I can work on.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I'm retired. So at the end of the day, I retired like last month. So I'm looking at getting everything kind of squared away so I can have some fun.
Absolutely. So what we're going to kind of do today, let you kind of warm up, right? Let that inner athleteness come out. The big thing is that we're going to do is we're going to video analysis. Okay. Take a look and see, typically with my older players, I usually find something wrong with the pelvis or the way that we're turning or stuff like that. Typically when I have the kids, they're turning way too much, right? So we got to find that happy medium right there. So we'll be looking on face on, down the line a little bit, show you what you got to work on a little bit, and kind of take it slow and work you into it a little bit.
The other thing is that, you know, I have the Ping, the 400 has a stiff shaft in it, and I was fine. I just wasn't swinging. My swing speed's gone to hell in a handbasket, so I don't know. I don't even know what the potential is anymore. It was never really above 95 anyway, so it's not like, you know, I'm going from, you know, 105 to whatever.
90 or whatever.
So it's not like it's been that fast anyway.
Okay.
I think a lot of it's mechanics, in my opinion. So I think there's more in there than what I have. But I got a stiff shaft here, and I got a regular shaft in this Wilson.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out what I need to do with a driver, because right now I'm hitting a 3-wood off the tee, and you know I'm not keeping up with anybody, so I don't want to do that anymore.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to get this. This is one of the things I'm going to figure out.
Okay.
These are regular shafts, by the way.
Okay. Have you done a club fitting at all at any time, or?
I did a club fitting years ago, and I was fit into Ping 55s.
Okay.
And but that was years ago, and that was a long time ago. I ended up giving all those clubs, which are nice clubs. I gave those to my older son, who swings like a zillion miles an hour, an ex-baseball player.
Gotcha.
Hits a freaking ton. So I said, look, you play with it. You can handle that. So I can't handle it anymore. So I went out and got these, and I wouldn't say I was fit into them as much as I liked the way they feel. They're Wilson. But I probably had those for 10 years. So anyway.
Do they feel a little too light or too heavy for you or anything?
No, not really. Not really one or the other at the moment. I think what I would like to do is try to get the swing mechanics squared away, and then, or at least on a better path than what it is now. Because Sean will tell you, I always had an outside to inside swing, so I always came over the top. My shoulder is a little, very active going forward as opposed to down.
Do you have any injuries in the shoulder at all? Okay. Okay. That's just.
No, I'm not really. No injuries. I'm just old.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Yes, you do.
All right. So just like we used to do before at the other place, we're going to hit right in this channel, right on into this screen right here. Just kind of let yourself kind of warm up a little bit. And what club do we have, sir?
7.
7. Okay, great. Just kind of go ahead and warm up there.
So what's Sean doing?
He is the assistant pro at Oakley Country Club in Boston, Watertown, Mass. So he's literally, it's funny, where he's living, he's literally 7 blocks away from Boston Stadium, the
Oh wow.
Fenway.
For him. Yeah, I liked him. He was trying to figure me out, and then I had too much work crap on my brain, so it wasn't him, it was me.
2 or 3 more here real quick. All right, let's take a look here. So, one thing I kind of see, how they feel for you? Basically normal?
Yeah.
Okay. So, one thing I kind of see here a little bit, okay? I see the hands are really low and the toes really up.
Okay.
Okay? That would be a great setup for a bunker shot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'd like to see the knees kind of come back just a little bit, and I'd like to see the hands up just a little bit. Okay, so I'd like to see the butt of the club, instead of point where your belt buckle is, kind of more just left of your navel. Okay, so that would start getting the toe down a little bit. So as we kind of start, there you go, just a little bit. There you go. Okay, there you go. Okay, you feel where we're at there?
Yep.
Okay, so now we've got more of the club down on the ground. Okay. For you, you get your hands like this, right? And your hot spot's in here. Okay?
Okay.
So if we can kind of get you right here, okay, now we're in a, get your hands there. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Now, does that make sense for you right there?
Yep.
Okay, so we want to feel like we're standing tall, right? Hands a little bit more up a little bit and not so far down. Okay? That's going to get more of the club that we need there. All right, let's take a look on the way. Okay. So I would say I think you get a little too much hip turn on the way back.
No.
Okay, which I don't usually have an issue with most people. It's usually the other way. They're usually sliding into that fan back behind me. Okay.
Well, just so you know, what I've tried to start doing over the last month or so is get more hip turn and not sway off the ball. So maybe that's just a result of that. Whether or not what that is doing as far as other issues creating, I don't know. But just so you know, that's kind of within the last couple of months. I've tried to make sure I've got that because I wasn't getting very far back.
Okay. We're going to work on a little drill to kind of help you with that.
Okay.
Okay. But the big thing is here, right, as I kind of see here, is watch your head. See how your head's trying to force to stay behind the ball?
Yep.
Okay. Now, let's just kind of have a little thought experiment, right? If I gave you an axe and there's a tree right here, okay, and I said, hey, I want you to hit the tree, there's nobody that hits it and puts their head in front of it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So as I go, I want to try to get that my head behind it as I come in there
Right.
a little bit. So for you, I think what's happening a little bit is that we're getting a lot of hip turn this way, our head gets there, and then we're either going to have to try to traverse to get back, okay, or we're going to kind of stay on top of it and lift up a little bit.
Okay.
Does that make sense
Yes,
a little
it does.
bit? Okay. So what I got here is a little, let's see if this kind of works for you. Okay. So we're going to put the club down. We're going to kind of work on our hip here a little bit. Okay. And what I want you to kind of do is we're going to kind of put this ball up here. Okay. And I just want you to kind of turn and hold that ball there. We're not trying to press it. Okay. But I'm trying to get here and then get that hip to turn back. Okay. For you, it may feel like a little less hip turn. Okay. But it may feel tight. So just go ahead and put that on up there. Okay. So let's put our arms across our chest. We get it in place. Yeah. Just as so. Good. Good. We're going to get you standing up just a little bit taller. There we go. Let's kind of turn. There you go. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Does that feel different?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, it does because it feels like that, right? More of a golf position. You want me standing straight up?
More like that. That's more of a golf position. Okay. That's going to be more of your golf position.
Okay.
Okay. Tall is right. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm.
As opposed to what I was doing, which was
correct. So you're getting this. You're just throwing this. You're getting this hit back, and then this is just right. Okay. And then as I push off, I'm so far ahead now. Right. So if I can get you here, now you're turning around your spine. Go again. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Hmm?
Do you feel that?
Yeah, it's different than what I was doing, which, again, I felt like I got myself so much into bad positions, I wasn't ever going to be able to get out without someone helping me. Gotcha.
So this is a drill that we need to do kind of every night.
Okay.
Okay, get a feel for it, right? And for you, I bet it feels like the hips are kind of turning less than what you're doing,
Yep.
right? But that's
It
going to be
also feels like I'm turning level.
you're turning
In other words,
level.
I'm not going like this.
Correct. So you don't
turn it level.
Right. So as you turn, here's a good little thing to kind of think about, right? So as you turn, go ahead and turn. You don't feel this big crunch in your side now,
No.
do you? Right? We want to have that muscle to be able to be active.
Okay.
Right? But if I get here, this crunches, okay? Now I'm going to have to pop up to get that guy
That's right.
to work. Yeah. Much better. Okay?
Okay. That's
Right.
interesting. All right.
So here's another way I'd like for you to kind of think about it, okay? And because I'm trying to get each part of the body for you to think about, right? The other part that I want you to think about, right, is if my shoulder is here, okay, it doesn't go just down, it will replace where my sternum is. There you go. Good. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I can see with our movement patterns, okay, is that we've got a very tight back. So those are going to be things that we'll have to work on.
Haven't got run work stress yet.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. But that's where we want to turn right there. Okay. Now as you start to come through, try to see how your head's going to stay a little bit more behind the ball now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, now we're turning behind it, staying behind it. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense, big guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's just kind of grab the club here. Okay. Big thing is I want you to feel like you're standing tall. Okay. That's going to help us get into a good posture. Good.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
So I read something, and maybe it's just something I read, that when you're coming through, the club extends down. So if it extends down, then your toe's going to hit first.
Well, you do have centrifugal force,
Right.
right? You do have that bend,
Which
okay?
is, by the way, where I got this from.
Okay.
Was said, take it away here, so when you come through, you're going to be like that. That's where I just giving you, I'm not arguing with you that it's what you're saying. I just want to understand. I suspect what you're going to do is get me in a position where that's not an issue anymore.
No, I think, so here's the issue. If your swing speed was 140 miles an hour with that club, then yeah, I'd probably tell you to put the toe up, because then you're going to put so much force on it, right?
Okay.
Here's the thing. What's going to make that happen is your transition, okay? I don't think you have a hard transition, okay? If you were in like double X irons, then I'd say you're a person that,
Okay.
right? But you're probably going to be more like this.
Yeah.
It is going to flex, but it's not to the point where I need to have that toe up
Okay.
to compensate for it. Does that make sense,
That
big
makes
guy?
perfect sense.
Okay.
I feel, hopefully you're okay with that, because I want to be able to ask questions
Absolutely.
that I've read, seen, or whatever, and get the clarity so that that doesn't apply to me.
Absolutely. That's my job, really, is for you to declutter all this
Thank
stuff.
you. You're right on the money. So.
Right? I'm pulling things out, not putting things in, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I gotta think about this for a second.
That's okay. In your mind, this is what I kind of imagine as I've still got that ball on my hip
Yeah,
as I
that's
kind of
what
turn,
I was doing. That's
right?
exactly what I was doing.
Good.
Exactly what I was doing.
How's that feeling for you, partner?
A little stiff, but you know.
Okay, that's fine. Hip got a little loose on that one. I can see you start going too far to the right on. Okay. Okay. Better. Do you feel more tight?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Trying to go for that feel. That one wasn't good. Okay. Give me one more. Back to the ball. Or you can do that too if you're ready. Does that give you a good understanding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Any questions right now, Mike?
Nope.
Okay.
Balls are really.
Yeah. Let's hit some balls. Kind of get used to that feel. I want you to kind of hone in. It doesn't have to be a full swing. Whatever kind of works best for you to get that feel right now. Hands are up a little bit. Okay, good. Set up for me real quick, big guy. Check something. That's tough. let me take the club here for you, okay?
Okay.
All right. There we go. Okay. There we go. Come on, loosen up just a little bit. There you go. So here's the thing I see and why I wanted to kind of do that. Your path has been pretty good. You're going out to the right, so I'm not seeing a lot of over the top stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I'm seeing the face is chasing after that, right? And when I feel how tight those forearms are, it's probably not a lot of time for that face to rotate and close like we want.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So her hope be a little lighter on the
Yeah, be a little
looser
bit
on
lighter
the grip, I should say,
Yeah.
a little more relaxed.
Yeah. So we want to have kind of feel like we've got loose wrists, like we can move them. So just kind of move your wrists around a little bit. Let them kind of be oily. Slow it down just a little bit, okay? Okay? Slow it down just a little bit for yourself. That sounded better. Alright, getting
I feel like I got a little bit of
like lag or something?
a little more lag that time.
Good.
Felt like it.
Good. Alright. Do me just one little favor here with this club. Move it up in your setup just a bit for me, okay? Maybe like a half a ball. Good.
That went good.
No, okay. That's all right. All right, let's take a look at the setup here. Okay? All right.
Good belly.
Giant.
That's another one of my goals is to lose 20 pounds of work weight.
I got you. Get it out of here.
All right, Lord have mercy. It's terrible.
Let's just take a look at John here, okay? And I'm going to show you yours. How because it's not so. Give me one more swing here. Came up on the last one. Just want to show you it. You have to see it this way. Just as well.
That's all right. I'll take you down the line here.
All right, let's take a look at you. Okay. All right. First thing I kind of see here with the setup, I think we got our shoulders a little bit open.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd like to get that just a little bit back.
See how, yeah, I'm sure you're seeing this. When I see my hands, they go, and then they go up. They don't seem to,
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw that. I'm just
No, you're absolutely right. You're right. So we're here, right?
And then watch the hand. Their first movement is that way.
Out the way, right? So typically, all right. So when I see people in this position, the shaft should be over by the right forearm.
Right. It's
Okay.
too steep.
Correct. So as far as the takeaway, we're good here, okay? But we just kind of send it back a little bit, and now we've gotten just a little deep with the swing, just a little bit.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because my arms keep going? Because my shoulders sure so are.
Yeah, you've kind of stopped, and the arms. Oh, I'm sorry. And the arms kind of take over.
Okay.
Okay. So the other thing we kind of see here is you see how your shoulder's going right into your chin?
Yep.
Okay. I would like to see the chin up just a little bit and see the shoulder go underneath the chin.
Okay.
Okay, that will give us more degree of rotation. Okay, and come through. But let me ask you this, okay, and just another thought experiment. When you start the swing down, where do you think it starts?
Where I think it started, or am I trying to make it start? Because I think my habit is it starts at the top. My desire is to have it start at the bottom, but that sequencing is very difficult for me to do.
Okay.
But when I do it, when I seriously do it, it's an entirely different result.
Gotcha.
But I can't figure out how to make that consistent.
Okay.
When I seriously concentrate on the range, and I get that from the bottom, and I know when it's at the bottom up, it's amazing how well it goes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have, again, I have 1,000 things wrong with my swing. So there's a lot of reasons. I'm hoping that there's just a half a dozen things. If you fix those, then the rest of it will take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hip turn, if we can get the hip turn,
That's a good one.
That's a good one right there. But just do me a favor, get up to the top of the swing for me. Okay. So, one thing that I kind of see here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the club is here, where am I going?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Make sense? Okay. Now, we talked about getting the chin up just a little bit, right? There we go. Good. Right? So, this comes back to the whole idea, right, that I talked about, that I think we've got some tightness over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, let's go back to the setup again. Okay. So, I'm just going to get you to kind of put the chin, perfect. Okay. And just feel like your left shoulder goes underneath your chin. Okay. So if I got you here, okay, I want you to start your downswing.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you kind of do that, your hands will start to come down naturally. Okay? And then we're able to come through. Now, I know that's easy for me just saying and do that, right? We've got to figure that out a little bit.
Right.
Okay? So a good thing to kind of do is, you know the old golf cart pole?
Yeah.
Right? Get on the old golf cart and turn, right? Hold your upper body back as you turn your lower body, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna have to work on that sequence right there,
Yeah.
okay? It's basically getting that yin-yang pull, right? Instead of having everything kind of move together, right? To get our separation, right? So holding on to a pole or a wall and working on our hips and turning those, right? Getting that separation that we need, okay? That's going to be the big start right there. So once I start to get a figure for this, right, then I can start putting into the ground, holding my chest more towards, away from the target, back to the target, and dropping that club into the slot. Instead of what you're seeing, right, is that you get here, and then my start's this, right? And you're good enough that you get here, and then you kind of drop it underneath to get the number that you want. Does that make sense?
No, that's exactly
right.
That's exactly what I do, because the thing is that, you know, all problems aside, when I know I need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, that's revelation. No, I know I need to do that.
Yeah.
My body will not do that unless I'm hitting like 30,000 balls on the range. But as soon as I bring it to the course and it's a one shot and done, it doesn't do anything.
Gotcha.
So that's you know, I can get that. I can say, yep, I need to do this. I need to be here. I need to be here, and I can make that happen on the range. But you take that to the course, and all of a sudden it's that.
Yeah. The big thing is now here's the thing. It's result driven now. Does that make sense? We put a scorecard in our hands, and it's a control thing, right? I don't want to lose the score, whatever it is, right?
To me, I just want to hit a good shot.
Yeah,
I haven't kept score in probably 5 years.
Right.
It's a good shot. Is all I'm looking for.
So what if I took your concept of a good shot, which is result driven, right, to the idea of just a good swing?
I love it.
Right. For me, we all worry about the results somewhere in our mind. I'm not going to lie there. But the thing is, for me, and I think a lot of people that are really good golfers don't think about the result as much as they're thinking about, I just want to put a good swing on it.
Yep.
And if I put a good swing on it, the results will do what it is.
I agree with that 100%.
Right? And it's kind of a different mindset. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
So I'm going to get you here. There you go. Okay. Just a little bit more, what's going to feel like closed off to you a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? Give me a couple swings there. Okay?
These are things I'll take to the range and go, okay, I'm going to work on this and work on this and work on this.
Yeah. Now that's coming so much more from the inside part now than trying to come over the top. But the hands aren't coming as far out and away, but you can see the shaft is starting to get back towards the right form.
Yep.
Okay, so remember, you got to be patient. It takes time, right?
You got 30 years.
You got it, man. You got it.
You got 30 years.
What is it? That old Dave Matthews song, 100 Years?
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Absolutely, man. 100 years.
But you're right. You're correct in the statement. I want to put a good swing on it. Good swing is going to create a good shot, or at least a respectable shot. Maybe not the exact word it wants to be, at least respectable shot. And look, that's what I want to do. And if I can do that and understand the mechanics better at my age right now, and with some of these little things like shoulder back a little bit, standing more tall, getting the sequencing right. To me, that's going to make huge changes.
I'm not worried about that. Contact's getting better. So we're going to take the ball away. I'm going to put this little impact bag So go ahead and set up for me, big guy. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to take it up to about hip high here, just as so. Then you're going to turn and put that toe in the bag for me.
Toe in the bag. Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Try it.
Okay, very good. Toe into the bag. Okay, get that toe deep into the bag.
Hard to do.
Is it a little bit tougher than you thought?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy to turn toe in the bag. We're gonna try it again.
Okay. Slow it down just a little bit for me, okay? Just kind of do it at half speed. Kind of feel what you're doing here, okay? Good. Right? So, this is what I'm trying to just kind of show to you here a little bit, right? This is, you're getting a good path, but your face is chasing your path. Does that make sense?
Meaning that my face is going the same direction.
Same direction.
Oh, I see the 3-3-3.